Hey guys, so welcome back, another episode of Treehouse Garage. Here's the beautiful Celine. Absolutely love that car. The big F350. We got some more things coming at you with that. We got the camper shell is going to be painted pretty soon. I'll show you guys how I'm doing that. But for right now, we have a 2011 Jaguar, and our current problem right now is a coolant leak. And so I want you guys to see what I came across. So before, there was a new update for the coolant pipes. And what it involves is that there was a stupid little pipe that kind of came off around earlier and then went inside, wrapped around, and went into the water pump, which is this little guy right here. So there's a new update for that. And it's going to be revolved around replacing this pipe and replacing these pipes. Because these things, they get really brittle, cheap, they crack. So what happened before is I had a simple water pump leak, so I had to replace the water pump and of course a little coupler valve in the back, which is this guy. It's very, very, very common on these things to have these break. So of course went through, replaced that thing, called it good, and put everything back together. Everything was great. The customer drove around for about 2 weeks and then called me complaining that the coolant was going low again. And damn it, every time I do something to this, it feels like something else is going wrong. Well, I think today is finally the last day of having these kind of problems, because all the main coolant things that are going wrong should finally be fixed. What today's problem is going to be, and what it's going to take to fix it, is you got to remove simply the air intake, which is 7 millimeters for the clamps that go wrapped around here. So these guys, so 7 millimeters around that, and then you're going to have your little clip-on thing right there. Be very, very nice to this things. Don't break it. You got to use a little pick to kind of push on the sides for this. Someone worked on this before and did all sorts of hack shit. So these things are simple. You squeeze, these open up, it pops off. Easy. And then you're going to have a 10 millimeter that goes right here. So you have a 10 millimeter, unscrew that, unscrew the two 7s right here, and then another 7 that goes around the throttle body. Then the intake pops off. And then I took the 10, 10, 10, 10, pulled the throttle body out of the way so I could try to see what was going on. It didn't work. Unfortunately, where this problem lies behind that and not the extra little parts that I've already pulled off and showed you before. What this ended up being is actually where these guys go to, this little plastic piece that goes right here actually goes down, wraps around underneath the intake manifold, and has two ports. That's one's right here and one's right here. And I'm not sure if you can hear it already in the video. That little noise right there, that's because it's leaking out the seam, but down below. So let me see if I get a flashlight to it so you guys can see what's going on. And what I use this little pressure pump right here. I got it off of Amazon for $40-50, something like that. Comes with this entire little kit, minus this and the tire pressure gauge. But yeah, the whole kit was like $40-50. It's actually coming in handy quite a bit. Once you learn how to use the filler, it's actually really, really badass. But for this situation right now, if you look down, I'll see if I can zoom in real quick. You can actually see where the bubbles are coming out itself. So that is straight out the seam. It took me a little bit to chase this thing down and try to find out what was going on, because every time I kept putting pressure to this thing, something else would fail. And so I replaced the little coupler that goes in between where the water pump goes. And the water pump is actually extremely easy to replace too. You literally just take the belt off, which is, you use your regular 3/4 inch wrench, put it right there, pull the tensioner up, take the belt off, and then the water pump is just 4 bolts. It's 4 T30s. So you take off those T30s, water pump comes right off. Really, really, really simple. The next problem was, though, is every time I keep putting pressure to this thing, it has to get hot. Once it gets hot, then it starts getting the extra leak, and that's how I come to find out that now that guy is leaking. So that guy runs about $70, and you have to pick it up from the Jaguar dealership. So that's where I'm at with that. Stay tuned, log back on. I should have another video for you guys coming up on Monday for when I get the part, install it, and then I'll give you guys an update on how to pull all that apart, and we'll get back to there. So thank you very much for logging in, taking a look, and we'll see you guys soon.